Hello there. I'm Marguerite Giguere.
And I'm Ann Jones.
And if you're here with us today, it's because you have an interest in real estate video.
We'd love to share with you more of our secrets of making successful videos.
Also, we've been making videos here for our clients all day, and so now we're kind of dorking out a little bit.
Yeah, just, sometimes the key to making a good video, in our opinion, is just to relax and be yourself. And, for some people, that may be more awkward than others.
So we get lots of questions from our real estate friends when they're getting started in video about what they should do, and we just thought we'd make just a quick informal video that answers some of the most common questions.
So first of all, there are only a few people who I've ever encountered who like making videos.
And even if they like making the videos, like I like making videos, I think it's really fun. But Ann Jones can attest, every time we watch one of our videos for the first time,
it's a little traumatic.
does my chin really look like this?
There are days of therapy.
Does my voice sound like this? It's always so distressing.
So, there's a healthy process that comes with making videos. We've spoken on this before. That is just sort of accepting who you are, what you look like.
Which is a good exercise for life anyway.
Yeah, frankly. And how your clients see you and interact with you.
I think the important thing to remember is today is the youngest you're ever gonna be for the rest of your life.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it.
Capitalize upon it.
Make a video, because when I look back on our very first videos, I think, oh, we were so young and I was so thin, and I thought, oh, I didn't know, and it's nice to have a record of that.
So, one other thing you can do, and one thing we've learned, because that's also what we would like to put forth, is that we're learning all the time as we go. So we don't know everything, but we do get a lot of inquiries. And when we started, we made sure we hired someone. Our friend Matt is behind the camera. Hi, Matt. And he's in charge of editing and highlighting us at our maximum obnoxiousness.
So I think the first question people ask is oh, I'd love to do video, but I just can't stand the way I look or I sound.
Yep.
And what we always say is, get over it. Your clients know what you look like and they know what you sound like.
Yep.
And then the next thing is can I do this on my iPhone?
And we would suggest that even though we're big fans of sort of a candid style of video, maybe not too rehearsed, not too scripted, that you do want a professional to shoot you, both for quality of the footage, but also quality of the sound.
I've heard that people will watch videos that are low quality or blurry or all kinds of things, but people will just not sit through a video where the audio quality is bad. And we've kind of found our way on this as time has gone on. Our audio quality, I think, has improved.
Yep.
Over the last few years.
Yep. So if you go back, and I think it's one of the things, you can go back and look at our channel and look at our early videos and see how we've evolved. But definitely more interaction if you have good audio. We do a little bit of planning on our videos, so we do have at least topics in mind before we shoot.
And if by a little bit of planning you mean frantic Facebook messaging at 11 o'clock the night before.
Yeah, but there's an outline. But I think there's a method to that madness in the sense that we always want it to be conversational.
And timely.
Yes, yeah, and there's probably a time for a more scripted video, but I think honestly, so I shoot a lot of listing videos. That's where I get quite a few questions, and I don't know that people necessarily want to see a ton of you in the listing videos. So I don't think a narrated tour is something that you should spend a ton of time and energy on. This kind of opportunity, or yourself, if you're really comfortable in front of the camera, just chatting about things. We have a huge data bank of knowledge about the industry, about the process, about the transactions that your clients would love for you to share with them. That's a perfect way to get started.
Well, and I think that this is a good chance to kind of talk about the different kinds of video, because we like to do these sort of informal, conversational, answering our clients' questions about the real estate process. And you can also do listing videos. And I think what people don't realize is both videos are designed to attract clients.
Right.
So when you make great listing videos, does it sell the house? Sometimes. And also, it sells you.
Well, and listing videos, so arguments for doing listing videos, you help your client's property be seen, it's more visible online, it's more friendly to Google, for example, because you're hopefully uploading it to YouTube in addition to Facebook. But you're also giving the buyer more of what they want, which I don't know if you've noticed, but buyers want more information and more details and more photos. So you're giving them that and you're helping them fall in love with the house from the very first moment. I like listing videos because I think it's our job as a listing agent to tell the story of your property, to help put the best foot forward, because you never know who's going to be showing it and what they might share. So why don't you go ahead and speak directly to the consumer and tell that house's story the way you want it to be told?
Well, I think there are a lot of different styles for doing listing videos. We certainly have our preferences of what type of videos that we like. And I think for me, the thing that I like to see the most, the thing that I think seduces a buyer and ultimately your next seller, is a video that shows the experience of being in the house. I think because video came after virtual tours, and in fact, I think for a long time, and still in a lot of our MLSs, we're uploading it into a virtual tour like link. I think the problem is people think I need to literally show every room in this house.
Yep.
And that's not necessarily what you have to do to create like a really engaging
we still want
video.
them to come and see the house.
Yeah.
We actually still want them to come and view it. You just want to entice them in. And along those lines, I've had a lot of questions about the cost of doing videography, the cost of listing videos. It's too much, I can't afford it. But I mean, if you think of it as a commercial for your house and a commercial for your business and a commercial for you as an agent, then there's a really, really good return on that investment. But also it will help you with your length of your listing video. So, a lot of times people will say, well, I spent $400 on that listing video. I want it to be 5 minutes long. And if you look at the analytics on your video, nobody's going to watch it for 5 minutes, except for maybe the one person who ends up buying it and your seller.
I think when this really made the biggest impression on me from the work that you do was our median home price right now is around $255,000 for our market, and you had a $1.2 million listing, which is pretty nice listing. And you were spending a lot of money to get that listing shot, and you said, I don't want this to be over a minute and a half. And I just remember being like, oh my gosh, you're spending a lot of money and it's going to be so complicated, and why not take 2 or 3 minutes? Because no one's going to watch it.
Right. You would rather have more views for a shorter duration in my mind and reach a broader audience. And of course the other...
I think you should say that again. Because let's think about what is the actual goal.
Well, as a listing agent, I think your goal should be to get your client's property out in front of as many people as possible, because of course that's how you get as many qualified people as possible, to get the highest amount of money for their home, if that's what they want. So there's an opportunity. Video is the prime reason and the prime vehicle, I guess, to do that, to get it exposed to more people, more broadly, nationally, internationally. It's pretty tough to argue with that part of it.
Well, and I think then thinking like a person with a short attention span who might have just had this thrust into their Facebook feed, which is how a lot of us market our listing videos, what are you putting forward first? What's going to grab their eye? What's going to engage them right off the bat?
Yeah, you got 15 seconds maybe. I mean, really, you have the first 5 seconds, whether somebody just keeps scrolling or not. But think of it in that tiny little chunk, and don't waste it on a big, long animated intro, for example.
Oh, why do people do that?
Or too many other sort of wandering shots. I mean, and I like to get to what I consider the money shot inside of a house. Filthy. Fairly early in the process, and you can come back to some shots, but really try to capture someone and draw them in. So, okay, listing videos are...
Well, and I think one thing, you hear this at conferences sometimes, like, put the good stuff up front, there's only so much time, but then, that's for a listing video. Then we talk about these informational videos for our clients. They're doing a different job.
Right.
One of the things I think with feedback we got on our videos really early was, my God, they're so long.
Who's going to listen to you two talk for that long?
I know, and to this day, I still wonder the answer to that question. But the truth is if your videos are very narrow and very specific on a certain topic, and you are using them as a tool in your business, I mean, we do attract new clients with these videos.
Right.
Absolutely we do. But we also use them as a tool. If a client says, hey, I'm interested in buying a foreclosure, like, what's up with that?
Right.
I can just say, hey, watch the video and then let me know if you have any questions.
Well, think about what you go to YouTube for. Think about, I was researching something like running ads on Instagram the other day. I mean, you go to YouTube, and if you're interested in the topic, you will watch it. Maybe not just one 10-minute video, but you might watch it over again as you're trying to get that information.
You might watch 2 or 3 different videos on that topic.
Well, and the other thing that we've learned, I think, is that, when you're going through, say you're writing an offer for a buyer, they are, awkward moment, my phone's ringing, sorry everyone.
I can't believe you have an Apple Watch.
Just back on topic. So when you're doing that, they're overloaded with information. You're going through a contract and you're hitting all the finer points. They're overwhelmed. It might be nice for them to be able to go back later and revisit some of those things. Or before you write an offer, sometimes we'll send them videos and say, here's some things to consider just to prepare you for the process.
I think getting to the meat of why you're making the video and delivering the good information is a huge part of it.
Yep.
Whether it's a listing video or whether it's
Why are we here?
Yeah.
Why are we here?
And I think another thing that people often ask, like, let's get on to, like, who are we and why do we make videos together?
Right.
A lot of people assume, oh, Anne and Marguerite, they're business partners.
We're a team.
We're not a team.
I mean, we are a team.
I mean, you know, we're like work wives. Like, I don't know how much money you made last year. I might ask you later.
Okay. It's National Margarita Day.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we actually just do these videos because it's easier to have these conversations with a peer. And also, I believe, clients kind of like to see us getting along with other people in our industry and having a good conversation. So
I think that was an unexpected benefit, was that they see us. I would also stretch the conversational tone. I would posit that the conversational tone is more comfortable for our clients, that they are accustomed to encountering realtors in the marketplace who are, you know, maybe utilizing scripts a little bit too heavily, that they don't feel accessible enough. You know, they're afraid maybe I'm just getting the answer that you want me to hear. I'm not actually getting your, you know, sort of your genuine idea. And so when we shoot these, even though Matt sometimes has to retake our intros and deal with us flubbing, we generally try to go, you know, in 1 or 2 takes, because it's okay to leave some of your mistakes in. You know, it's okay to be imperfect. Most importantly, you really, really want to be human, because then you attract other humans. Yeah. So one of the other objectives with video is to create trustworthiness. And I think it's an interesting conversation. Obviously, we know that's key to people choosing realtors. We've offered that advice for years, right? And we know that people choose realtors. They know, like, and trust, right? That's obviously a great reason to make videos. But one of the things that video does that nothing else can is body language, intonation. I mean, there are subtle things that, frankly, are how people decide who they like and trust, that are available to you in a video, that are not in a written biography online and your photo in the photo studio. There's context, and I think that's really important for people. And we've developed this through, like, doing our location videos, our neighborhood videos. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was a great opportunity for us to tell our story of our community. That's probably our most successful collaboration so far, besides our double ending video.
Look it up.
But you know, we decided to go, you know, quality production, but sort of candid atmosphere, and tell our city's story from our perspective, not
without talking about real estate.
Right, and without necessarily saying, like, this is the definitive view on the city that we live in. This is just our view. It's a little slice of our life, and that's okay. They don't have to agree with us. We're just offering an opinion.
Well, and I think, you know, everybody who's studied the internet, you know, if you're a blogger, if you've been doing online marketing, you know, the only thing that stands out on the internet is specific content, is content created for a niche. And so, like, you know, like one thing that I think a lot of people, when they're talking about, oh, I don't want anybody to see me, I don't want to make videos, I don't, like, people won't like me, maybe that's what they're thinking. One thing that has not, I mean, I cannot remember the last time I started working with a client and we kind of just fell away because we didn't like each other. Like, when you're putting yourself out there and you're doing this kind of work, like, the right people call you, and the people who find the way that you pronounce words, or they find your chin so offensive they can't even be in the same room as it, like, they will not call you.
And that's the part that you cannot anticipate how great that is. I mean, I think that's honestly the number one reason. Is
I am a spoiled little diva now. All my clients like me. I am so spoiled.
You're going to hear from a few afterwards.
And be like, bitch, we don't like you.
But I think that was the unexpected benefit. It's the reason we're so passionate about it, and that we're trying to get other people on board, is that it has just made the quality of our relationships and our relationship so much stronger. And I find it's the same thing, like with the listing videos. The part that's been so fun for me is people will say, you know, you're obviously so passionate about what you do.
Which is true.
And they appreciate you being invested in their home and their life. And, you know, the process behind making a great listing video, at least for me, involves like weeks of preparation on the house, maybe months. And they appreciate that you care that much. I mean, that develops a different kind of relationship too.
For those that have been in the business a little bit longer, like, I'm thinking about, like, back when I first started, there were the agents who printed out their flyers on, like, the pink paper in black and white, You know, and there were the agents that did color printing, which was like 39 cents a page. I think it probably still is. You know, there were people that made a decision about how they were going to present. There were people who did, you know, 100-pound glossy cover stock brochures, like big ones that were thick and nice, and they showed you, I am a quality agent because look, I've invested in this quality piece of marketing, versus the people who like print out stuff that they drummed up in Publisher on the office printer. Like you perceive quality from these kinds of things. And I think video is the same. So now video is this medium that's out there.
Yeah.
And there are agents that are like, you know, making selfie videos and hoping it's going to generate great business for them. And there are agents who are investing a little. And this stuff is not free.
It's not free, but it also works for you continuously. I mean, so the evergreen, and we both talked about this in various formats and on podcasts, but that's a piece I think that matters the most to people, is that the ROI on video is tremendous.
Absolutely.
It's going to work for you around the clock. And I mean, all of our older videos are up because they're still relevant. And that's a few years ago. I mean, what else from a marketing standpoint could you invest in a few years ago that would actually still have a return today?
People are still watching those. It's crazy.
I mean, maybe just to laugh at us. But, like the listing videos are something that live on. The neighborhood videos are something that will work for you continuously. So we just want to offer encouragement because it's been a really positive thing for us. You know, once you get over those initial hurdles, and I think most of the people that we've drug into it, think of our friend Jasmine, who was very reluctant to get started, have just seen such good results that it's really worth it.
Well, and I mean, I think this is the most secret tip, right, for video. It's like, if you're actually one of the good agents, if you're actually smart and nice and likable. I mean, I hope this isn't too controversial when I say that a lot of the marketing in our industry is designed to make fundamentally unlikable people into converting members of the
palatable.
Yeah, and this one, it does show who you are. So if you are a good agent, if you're a good person, this is going to work so well for you, and that's why we want you to do it. Because if you're a vapid, awful individual, well, I mean, it's going to come through.
And you know what? As we said in one of our very, very first videos, there is probably a client for you.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
You know, so make that match. I mean, if that's your style and you're cutthroat, that was one of Matt's earliest sound effects in one of our videos. It was the Jaws sound effect. But that was about, making the right match. And I think that's, if you're sweet and soft and caring and warm, and that is your style, bring those people to you. And if you are an investor-focused individual and you want to crunch numbers and you want to, deal with things like this, perfect.
If you're a big dork with a double chin and braces who sometimes swears by accident, your clients will find you, and it's so great when you find them.
So send us your questions. We hope this was helpful in some way. We love seeing your videos and seeing what you're doing, and frankly, that inspires us and keeps us motivated to move forward.
Good luck out there.
Video killed the rain.